It will spin your life around like a carousel. Oh, who are you gonna love now? I know how old you is if you into this. And if you know the words, girl, listen, I know how old you is. Oh, I swear it don't mean nothing. Love makes things happen, baby. You better get into it. Who are you gonna love now? What you gonna do now? You never know, you never know. Hey, you never know, you're never gonna know it. You never know, you never know. Hey, you never know, you're never gonna know it. That's Pebbles and Babyface, y'all. You never, 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 never know. No, 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 no. Never, 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 no, 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 no. You never know. All right. Ooh, yes. So I subscribe to Spotify. And so, you know, you can make playlists in there and ooh, child, I added this to the list. My Spotify playlist is lit. Do you hear me? Oh, it's so lit. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to today's Arrogant Witch YouTube show. I am who I am. So today, oh God, I just feel so good. Hey, I think that's Kenya. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I just got out of the 5 Death Gates to Full Power presentation. That's why I am late today. And I'd like to share an experience that I had on Saturday that is partly inspiring today. I'm really inspired by and excited about bringing together those of us who really still believe in love. You know, not Disney love and, you know, right? But I mean, first of all, let me define it for me, okay? Love is the truth. It's what is true, okay? If I can sit in your presence, you can sit in my presence, and we can be who we really are. That is love. Who you really are. That is love. So the 2-day heart retreat is coming up in Atlanta, and being in this process of connecting with magical men, magical women, and having conversations, doing the marketing, and also really me getting into the energy of it, because there's a lot that happens that's not physically active, it's energetically active. And I was feeling a lot of sadness yesterday. And I'm just so grateful to be here today. And it's a fresh new day. And the Five Death Gates was inspiring. And, I'm just reminded of the dynamism of emotions and what your emotions are here to tell you when you know how to listen and, extract from an emotion versus making it mean something, building up a bunch of stories, and then making a reductive decision or decision that takes you where you don't want to go because you're temporarily having an unpleasant emotion. And this is why I'm excited for the women in the Arrogant Witch community who continue to do the work. For the women who said yes today during the Five Death Gates reveal, and the others who will say yes before the deadline, continue to do the work of feeling deeply, really allowing yourself to experience the full gamut of what you were loaded with as a human. You were born loaded with these dynamics of emotionality. And the only way to get to a place where you can wield powerfully, meaning you're no longer shaming or blaming any emotion. You no longer reject or run from shame and guilt and bad and primal and nasty and greedy and benevolence and abundance and wicked. And you run from nothing. And you sit with the emotions that any situation brings you. In this instance, I'm talking about sadness. I was feeling some serious sadness yesterday. And when I have these difficult emotions, immediately I start, okay, right? I tap in, okay, what? And start really being with instead of making stories. Oh God, I'm sad. Being with, what's going on here? Why am I sad? Okay, when did the sadness, okay, what am I doing? Where was I? What have I been talking about? What have been my dominant thoughts? Where am I going? What has been my primary energy? Where have I been focusing? And like that kind of assessment. So I'm in the heart business, transformation, heart, soul. So Saturday, I was at the airport. So I'm here in California. I arrived from Italy on Saturday. I was sitting at the airport, minding my business, waiting for my sister. And I hear somebody say, hey, Naima. I look, it's this guy I grew up with, right? And immediately I think to myself, oh, wow, this is a wondrous manifestation, right? And so he sits down and we end up talking until my sister arrives, which is like 45 minutes or so. So this is the guy I grew up with. We're in the same age group. So from like, I want to say like maybe like 9 years old to 14 years old, we were neighbors. And we had a rich conversation. We talked about so many different things. We talked about relationships, we talked about career, we talked about life today, we talked about COVID and modern living. And, it was a dynamic conversation. And we got on the conversation of love and relationships. And one thing he said that stood out to me was, and it was sad. It was sad, right? He said, most niggas my age ain't shit. He's 45. Okay. Most niggas, and he said it emphatically, like most niggas my age ain't shit like that. This is a Black man born and raised in San Francisco, still lives in the San Francisco Bay Area, right? So he's had his experience and he knows who he knows, right? And he has his own life, right? He has, anyway, that is irrelevant, but he talked about, like when he's talking to his male friends and or men who he knows, and they're, by his judgment, are not being healthy and good partners. And he tells them about themselves, or like he said, he'll tell them something like, nigga, you're going to be alone, or, you know, you going to end up like this or whatnot. Now they'd be like, I don't care. And so what? And, you know, and, but then the dude is saying something else when he in a relationship. But it was just, the point here is, and then his, you know, reality too about, he was like, I don't think I'm gonna be in a relationship for a while. This is a guy with 4 kids. One of the kids are 4 years old, and he's not with any of the moms. I don't know how many children's mom, I didn't even ask, but he said he doesn't see himself being in a relationship with any woman. And it's 45 years old. So that means he dated a woman when he was 41, 40, something like that. So he made that decision, and like, I'm not gonna be with none of these. And I'm not going to be in a relationship. And, you know, even the way he talked about relationships and such. And then when I'm, you know, and this is one guy, right? This is not, right? This is one guy. But then when I see, I'm also very tapped in. So I can feel what's going on without a lot of words being spoken. I can sense, and so there's the things that are being spoken, right, on YouTube, or people who, you know, friends. There's your personal experience, which all of us have experienced some heartbreak, some kind of, you know, ugliness in relationships. And it, there's a real hardening of the heart that happens. And as I'm, you know, the way I live and who I am, and right, so I'm feeling the sadness yesterday, and I talked to my mom about it. I do my own private processing about it, and decided to bring it here today. And why I decided to play the song that I played, Love Makes Things Happen, is because we get to create a world for ourselves. Like, I can be like, I've been heartbroken. I've had my share of negative experiences with men. I've been disrespected by men. I've been hurt by men. You probably have too. Plenty of men have been hurt by women, have had their heart broken. But I dated a guy who told me straight up, like, when he fell in love with this chick when he was like 19, and she slept with another guy, and he said it broke his heart so much he decided he was never going to feel that again, and he became a womanizer at 19. Became a womanizer. And when I was dating him, he was a mature guy in age, okay? And so we've all hurt, or shit, a lot of us are hurting now, okay? And what are you gonna do with that? Where do you go? Where do you go with that? Do you just stay hurt? Like, you have the right to be hurt. You have the right to be angry. You have the right to feel everything that you feel about whatever has happened in your world as it relates to being in relationship with the opposite sex. And when you really date somebody seriously, with strength, with love, meaning like you accept them for who they are, and they hurt you, something happens in that relationship that hurts your heart, that shit stings like a mug. I dated a guy like that. I'm not going to get into a bunch of details, but when I say love is being able to be your whole self with another person, that's what I mean. And that's how I loved this man. Like, all of who he was, you are allowed. Now, I'm not saying disrespect me and violate me and all that. What I'm saying is, you don't have to hide with me. You don't have to be something you're not with me. And it was just too good for him. Like, some people have a hard time letting good in. Like, you can be overwhelmed by love. You know, there's a such thing as being overwhelmed by love. Like, overwhelmed that this beautiful woman values you, respects you, loves you, is available for you, right? Gives to you, takes care of you. And if you feel unworthy, insecure, or the woman before me was, you know, low self-esteem and like a very different woman. And then here I come and you already got all this stuff going on of insecurity and all that. And then I come and I just saturate you with love. Or maybe you, right? If a guy showed up into your world right now who wanted to love you purely, or you didn't have to perform for him to love you, you didn't have to just do all these trickery and games and all the shits that, you know, and you could actually, you could just feel the permission. Like he don't even have to say a bunch, but you could just feel the permission. Could you handle that? Like, could you handle that? And he wanted to just give to you. He wanted to make sure you were well. Would you be like, what this nigga want? What this nigga up to? What kind of trick shit? Is this nigga a narcissist? Is he love bombing me? You know, like the video, please like the video. For woman, the woman of your dreams. And I sent an email out to all the people who subscribe to the Penetrate Her meet and greet. And I said to them, I'm looking to gather those of us who, to me, seem to be in a minority, who truly believe in love and expect to have magical relationships and magical sex and magical just, like I expect amazing, abundant, wow, wonderful, just wonderful things. I think about just all the things I've done over the years. I remember I used to date this guy and he was a hood nigga. And I was known for liking to do big shit, like big parties, big celebrations. Like if I get you a gift, I'm getting you an amazing gift. You know what I mean? I just like doing big. I'm a goddess. I'm a walking goddess. Like I am it, and I know that, okay? And I remember one time, I think it was his birthday coming up or some kind of celebration was coming up. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and we're gonna do this. And he was like, yeah, and don't be trying to do it all big. I remember him saying that to me, don't be trying to do it all big. To me, that's an expression of love. That's an expression of love. And when you are constantly loving in the way that you love, because everybody loves different, you constantly love it in the way that you love, and people don't receive it, or they, whatever way that they don't receive it, that hurts the giver too. Like your love being rejected, it hurts. Can anybody here relate to that? Like your love being rejected? Pure love. Like there's no agenda here. Like I'm not doing this because I want you to do something, because I'm trying to prove something. I really want to do this. I'm really excited to give this to you. I'm really excited to give here. And the person's like, no, 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 no. Whether they say no or they ignore, this is Guy. He is a spiritual teacher, if you will, right? And he had this event in Atlanta, and I found out about it. And I was like, this looks fucking amazing. I would love to be a part of it. Let me help him. And I had heard him do a video where he was talking about he had put together an event, and one of his workers or helpers just randomly ran out the room and, you know, got hit with some kind of spirit and couldn't handle it and ran out the room. And I knew exactly what happened. And I was like, oh, he needs people of a certain capacity in his room. I know I got that capacity. I love what he's doing. I would like to help. I have the freedom to travel. I love to, right? There's nothing keeping me where I am. I can go. And I didn't know this guy. We didn't know each other, right? And this is what I mean, like living in a world where you love purely with people who are not accustomed to strangers loving them and doing random acts of kindness and love. So I messaged this guy who I don't know, and was like, I saw your event. I would love to come help you. I shared a little bit about who I was. I will travel to Atlanta. I will pay the expenses. And I was aware it was a big thing, like, right? Like, I think most people would be kind of like, what? I don't know, you just gonna come down here and help me and I don't gotta pay you and you gonna pay and what? Right? And so I explained, I said to him, I know that this is a big thing for me to be offering such a thing and you don't know me. And You know what I mean? And I tried to, soothe the subconscious and relax the subconscious a little bit so it won't be too much, right? He totally ignored. And so what do you do when over time you get these kinds of reactions, or your boyfriend telling you don't do it big, or, I don't need nothing, and, constantly you getting different versions of people having an inability to receive the love that you want to give? Or you experience heartbreak that makes it hard to receive love. Whatever way that love could look, that could be a really good hug that you allow yourself to relax into, versus you in the hug, but you tight and you patting, you holding your breath, versus really getting in the hug and receiving that hug, right? Or somebody really wants to sit with you, undivided attention. Like, I'm into this. Just like sitting and really looking at a person undivided. Like, you're not thinking about other things. You're not trying to overthink or get ready to respond, but you're just really just present with the person and letting them talk. Like, can you handle that? Right? Can you handle being soft and cared for, that version of love? Or if you're currently marketing your services online and you got people who adore you, strangers, right? Because sometimes they be the most adoring fans. People, somebody just found you on YouTube last week, and they are a raving fan. They just sent 20 people to you. They find out about you got an event going on, and they email you like, "Hey, I saw your event. If you need help, I can help." And meanwhile, the people who you've been on for 10 years, you ain't heard a bleep up out of them. So then you're like, can these people, can I receive this? Is people really gonna help me? Like, is this, what kind of shit is this? This ain't free. Everything gotta be paid for. Yeah, and there's different ways to pay for things. You know that, right? Everybody feel like if they take something from you, they owe you something. Do you know that sometimes people want to give just because they like what you're doing? They value what you're doing. They want to see more of what you're doing in the world. So they want to help you put it out there. Come over here to get into real love, not performative love. Not like, oh, I got to make sure I do this for him because then he not going to feel loved and then he going to leave. And so let me make sure. Or let me say this and do this because there's this teacher. I'm not sure to what degree he's still teaching, but he had this program. It was an amazing program. I was a part of it. I just loved and valued and respected what he was doing so much. And he did a video about love. And he said, oh, and I love this so much. It's just so real. It's just so pure. He said, I love, and you just get in the way. That's it. See, because when you are pure, period, like you are pure. See, and this is that heart work. See, I can call myself arrogant and a witch, and I can easily withstand all the daggers that people throw because I know who I am. Because I've gotten down into my heart, down into my pussy. I fear nothing. Now listen, don't get all anal with me. If I'm on a plane and the turbulence get real crazy, I am gonna feel a little, ooh. I was literally on the plane coming back from Italy and the turbulence got kind of, and we were over the Atlantic Ocean. It's different when you get bad turbulence in your own land versus getting turbulence in you over the ocean, and there's no land in sight. We in that ocean between Europe and the United States, so there's no land in sight, and the turbulence get real bad, and it's the middle of the night. Baby, that's anyway. But you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying I'm just like I don't have feelings of trepidation, but I'm saying I'm not afraid of any human experience. This is a level of full power to do that, to be able to love purely, to be able to offer yourself up to somebody, a stranger, to be able to even do the things that I do. A lot of shit, it's not even logical, because it's not logical. It's of the heart. I love, and you get in the way, which means you love everybody because you are love and you love, and people get in the way. So that means any friend you with, you're gonna love, your parents, you're gonna love, the clerk at Target, you're gonna love. Everybody. Like the video, please like the video. I love, and you just get in the way. So you love, and what happens is when you love, you start to notice all the ways people don't receive love. All the ways that people don't receive love. And that has triggered sadness in me too. Because it's like, look at the work that needs to be done. Look at the work look at how many people don't. And then when you meet somebody where you do receive love, you start to see where your limitations are in that, because it's like things move fast. When you find two beings who are open and receptive to one another, and they starting, shit starts moving really fast. And it's amazing, especially if you guys have a goal. You have a shared goal, and you guys are both receptive to one another. Listen, sex or no sex, okay? Let's just say sex is not involved, but you guys have a shared goal. You bond at a heart level. You're both willing and receptive. Because shit moves so fast. I experienced this. I remember, and oh my God, man. I had decided from a primal, rich, deep place that I was going to put on an event in London. This was in 2017. I was going to put on an event in London. I was living in Paris at the time. I didn't know anybody in London. I just had this clear voice that said, go do this event in London. I went and did a video. I had a private Facebook group at the time with, I don't know, several hundred people. Did a video saying, hey, I'm doing this event in London. This is what's up. I'm looking for an event manager in London. Who's gonna help me? This woman who I didn't really know her. I think she had commented on some posts or something, but we never met. We didn't know each other like that. She sent in her video application saying, hey, me, I would love to, right? Totally totally available and willing to come. Same way when I messaged that one guy, like I will pay, I'm available, I'm willing. Like I play in this realm. See, when you don't play in this realm, I understand, I really do. So she flew to Paris. She flew her own, I didn't pay, she flew to Paris because I said, yep, let's do it, right? Two people receptive to one another. She flew down to Paris. We had a meeting, we had dinner, we were excited, we put together a plan. She went back to London. I think she stayed maybe 2 nights in Paris. She went back to London. We worked together virtually on the phone, video, put together a whole marketing plan. She did the whole time. I'm in Paris, she's in London. We making this work. The love, the appreciation for what was happening, the respect, the receptivity to one another. When I tell you the speed, when I tell you the event that we put on in London, that was gorgeous. The level of fame that went up for she and I in London because we were receptive to one another. We were visible. We were working together. Love, 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 love. And this is when I said earlier about you get to. So that event was over. Folks were like, we ready for the next, because we was like, the next. She backed out. She said to me, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically she wanted to find her own way. And I was like, bullshit. But I didn't say that to her. I let her go. Let people go, right? In that instance, right? Maybe sometimes you want to have a different kind of conversation, but I decided to let her go. 2 years later, she and I both happened to be in the south of France at the same time. Hey, let's get together. Yeah, let's get together. We got together. We went to the beach. We had a great time together. And we had a conversation about her departure 2 years earlier. And she said to me, Naima, it wasn't that I wanted to find my own way. I was scared. She said, I was scared. She said, things were happening so fast. I was scared of we were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we was getting big. The father was just, and you know why? Because it was love that was receptive to one another. It was love that was receptive to one another. We believed wholeheartedly in what we were doing. We were moving together. We were clicking. We were having difficult conversations. And when I was like, why didn't you talk to me about this fear? Like, we talked about everything else. Why didn't you talk to me about this fear? Now, that's another conversation. I'm not going to get into that here on camera. But see what happens? See, and if you're not habitually getting yourself on the frequency of love and full power and expansion, and you live your day-to-day life doing ho-hum, mundane things. You live your life sort of like in this, you're not really going where you want to go. You're not really living your dream. You're not really, right? And then somebody like me come along, or somebody else come into your world, and they want to give you love. They want to love, they want to support, they want to give you something that to you feels like too good to be true, or, oh, that's too much. Or, how you can't move. But when you start putting yourself on a frequency of love, 2-day heart retreat, 2-day heart retreat, 2-day heart retreat in Atlanta, because I'm telling you, love makes things happen. Love makes things happen. Real love, not performative love, not love where I got to do this to get that from you, and you got to do that to get that from me, and we got to act a certain kind of way so we look a certain kind of way. Pure, generous. Love is generous. Real love is naturally, it's not even trying to be generous. It just is. And it really hurts. It really hurts. It's saddening. It really is. It's really saddening. Unexpressed love. I actually think that's a lot of what's going on in this war between Black men and Black women. I think a lot of it is repressed love. A lot of it is, I want you so bad. And it's unconscious. It's deep in there. Like, I want you so bad. Sexually or not. I think a lot of it is even just like like the guy in Atlanta who I wanted to help, that wasn't about sex. That was about, I love what you're doing so much. I believe in what you're doing so much. I value and respect what you're doing so much. I want to come and give myself over to what you're doing. Even if it's just for this one event, even if I never see you again. There's no strings attached here, sir. I will come to Atlanta, help you at your event, and fly off and go live my life and continue loving the way I do, because this is what I do, whether it's you or somebody else. And it hurts to want to love. And people seem to be weird about it. They don't, too good to be true. What kind of scheme, scam, what he up to? What this nigga want? What she want? It hurts to like have this that you want to give. What's that song I was listening to? It was an Usher song. And he said, let me see if I can remember the words. He said, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like, I've been looking for who I can give all this loving to. I've been looking for somebody who I can give this good loving to. Never did I think God find someone. Yeah. And oh, that was Usher and Monica. And she said, and I've been looking for somebody who I pray that I found you. I swear there's nothing new. I swear there's when I danced in your arms. I swear I fell in love when I danced in your arms. I think that's the words, if y'all know the song. Yeah. Listen to my heart, play another slow jam. Is that slow jam? This time make it sweet. For my soul, for my baby and me. Oh, baby. Oh, child. Listen, did we get lucky to be born when we was born? Yes. When you want to love, and right. And so there's another way. I've come to know this. See, when you start asking and you get sincere, you come into awareness of things, darling. You come into awareness of things, darling. Hi, Talana. She said, "True love is amazing." Crystal said, "I love that song." What song, girl? Oh, baby, girl. Yes, get into it. Etchiness said, "That's your love language." Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Nakia. You're very welcome. And so it's just, I'm feeling chills right now. It's just, and and I know it hurts, you guys. I know it hurts. It's like we constantly returning to the essence and energy of love, like these songs, and listening to people who are in it, in love, and creating love and believe in love, like real love. And having conversations, like we had to penetrate her meet and greet last week. We're having another one today. And it's like sharing what we really feel, what's really going on, and there's just so much work to do around this. There's a lot of work to do, a lot. This is so much work. And that might not be your assignment to, maybe your work is just you and your heart, but as I'm in this frequency of preparing for the heart retreat, and I'm having conversations with magical male and female supernatural beings, and I'm also feeling into things that's unspoken and looking at my own experience and what's pretty universal among humans, and I'm realizing how much love is withheld, is currently being withheld. It's like in reservoirs, and it's looking for this kind of like safety, like, can I really give this over to you? Can I really be with you? And the environment and the conditions must be present for that to happen. And us even learning how to see love and receive love in a variation of ways. Like love doesn't look the same. Like there's different ways that love wants to come into your life. And if you can let that come in and actually notice it and then give praise. Yes, right? Just you. It can just be you in your house, noticing how you let some love in and you give praise around that love. Huh? Right? And then keep that cycle going. You received it and give it, and you received it, then you give it, and you keep it going and make it normal. Then you just love. You're just walking love. Then people just look at you and smile, and you're not even wondering why they're smiling, because you know who you are, and you know that you're a walking love, and that's it. And it's taking me time to get here. Like, I've, before I started really interrogating love and dealing in the heart, right? Really interrogating love, dealing in the heart. I was like, performative love. Like, I got to do this, before it was like, a man's job is to give me money and fuck me well. That's how you show me you love me. Give me money and fuck me well, right? Do nice things, right? And I wouldn't let love come in any other kind of way. If it looked too good to be true, if it, and then it wasn't until I started coming into wholeness. In 2011, I started when I came into the transformation space, I changed because this industry requires that you evolve. That's it. You cannot evolve and grow and be successful when you're in the business of changing people's lives if you are not too evolving. And so I started to evolve. And then being in this guy's program, a fucking amazing, right? So much of what I was feeling and sensing that nobody was talking about around me, he was able to put into words. You know, having experiences where I could experience different human beings at different levels who didn't look like me, right? Because I remember I had never even thought about having sex with a white man before I actually had sex with a white man. I never even thought, like, this is the constriction that I didn't even, it was an unconscious restriction in my mind that I didn't even know was there. So being in this program really opened me up to love and the different ways that love comes in, the ways that we block love, the ways that we fear love, what causes heart pain. And then I went off and just started really interrogating my life and living my life and noticing, oh God, look at this blocker I didn't even know was here. But that was a deliberate, conscious exploration of myself. And I want that for each and every one of you. So this is why the heart retreat is here. I'm going to put the link beneath this video. I think it's a good idea, especially if you're a man. Like, this has been very interesting, especially if you are a male, magical melanin being, that you come to penetrate her on Wednesday. Okay. It is where it's male and female, and I try to keep it as balanced as possible to begin to even just talk about what it's been like dating as you, what it's been like loving, giving love, receiving love, what it is that you're looking to create in either your current relationship or your next relationship. Like, even being able to talk about that in a space where it's permissible to be all of who you are is tremendous. Okay. That's Wednesday. I will also put the link to that beneath the video. Now, women are welcome, but so far, more women have sent in their answers than men. So I'm working on getting more men into the space, because that's the point, for us to be able to give and receive love through same gender and through male, female, female, male. Okay. So, wow, I've been here a while now. Thank you guys so much for being here. Doris, another thing, Doris of the Arrogant Witch community opened today. Shout out to Talana, who signed up. Shout out to Crystal, who was already signed up. Who else is here now that signed up Antoinette. Shout out to Antoinette, who signed up. And yeah, so Doors to the Arrogant Witch community close next Monday. Okay. For everybody who signs up today by midnight Eastern, today, which is Monday. Everybody who signs up today by midnight Eastern, your application gets bumped to the front of the line. So if you're approved, you'll be notified on or before Friday. And then you'll be coming into the Arrogant Witch community for your alchemical communion next Monday. And if you sign up after today, if you are approved, which you hear from me by next Friday, okay, if you're approved, then you'll join us 2 weeks from today. So basically, if you want in sooner than later, then complete your application today, okay? Once you sign up, you immediately get your application in the mail, boom, 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 finish it by midnight tonight, and boom, boom, boom. We handle it like that, okay? I'm getting ready to go eat, you guys. I'm very hungry. I'm actually meeting with our ladies in 1 hour for our alchemical communion. I'm so excited about that. Oh, I'm so excited about that. And for those of you who are ready to monetize, like I told Crystal and Talana, the expensive healer course is starting early November. I have to look at the dates, but a lot of information is going to be placed beneath this video. So the Penetrate Her sign up is going to be beneath this video within half an hour after I'm done here. The link to come into anyway, everything will be under this video. I've been talking a lot and I'm ready to go eat. You're very welcome, Talana. Yes, you're welcome. And this is what I want for you, Queen Talana. Okay, for you to be able to show up in your way. We talked about this today. In your way, so people are present with you, lean into you, and invest with you to transform their lives. That's what I want for every single magical melanin, male and female, who are serious about doing the work that they came to the planet to do. Okay, lots of love. Thank you so much. I'm going to be spending quite a bit of time on Instagram Instagram Live this week because with everything that's going on with the retreat, with everything that's going on. So I've gotten quite a bit of new followers over there in the last few weeks. So I'm going to be doing a lot of Instagram Lives, connecting, etc. So find me on IG at Naima Singletary, at Naima Singletary, at Naima Singletary. And I will close with this. I'm telling you, love makes things happen. Mwah, 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 mwah. And I'll see you later. Thank you.